Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 12 of the Cold Spot Confessions podcast. We're so sorry we didn't air an episode last week, but we've honestly just been in this chaotic time of just life, but also with the Epstein Files. I feel like we've kind of fallen down this giant hole.
Yeah, it's been a week.
And we haven't been able to kind of come up for air. And I've just been feeling a bit depressed from the whole thing, honestly. And I just didn't really want to do anything. And me and Vicky are both just exhausted from the week. And we were just like, let's just start fresh next week, which is what we've done. So I'm so sorry that we are late.
Yeah, but our first full week back at work as well. So I was knackered.
Yeah. But anyway, we are back and this is episode 12. And if you can't tell, this is going to be an Epstein episode. This is probably going to be part one of the Epstein Files because there's so much to cover that I feel like it's going to be maybe a 2 or 3 part episode, especially if stuff keeps coming out.
Yeah, if they keep releasing, although they're actually taking them down.
Mm-hmm. Even though they should be releasing more.
They should have released all of them.
God, it's so frustrating.
All of them should have been released, not just half.
And I feel like everyone who has read the Epstein Files or knows about them would all agree that these monsters should not be covered and redacted.
No.
Like, the fact that...
Legally, they should not be redacted.
No.
In the legal agreement, it was the victims' names and identities were to be redacted. The people, I can't even call them people.
No, they're not people.
They're not people. You can't even, saying monsters is kind of
unfair to monsters.
Yeah. These things that have done this, they should not be redacted.
No.
And all of the files, I think it's like, what, 6 million?
I think they've released
6 million and they only released 3 million.
And they've got another 3 to release. And even though they released 3, they've redacted them. And they're saying, oh, it's because it's all like duplicate, like it's all not like, and they're like, but it's like, okay, but
you not follow the law.
And also let us decide whether it's like no use having all of them released. Like, I'd rather read through a load of duplicate files and still have some ones that haven't been shared.
Exactly. I would rather have like 3 pages that are all identical than to not have any pages at all.
God, and I feel
give us the fucking names.
Yeah, I want to know the names. There's so many people on TikTok. It's so funny
because Trump is going round and round in circles. It was nothing to do with me. I was never mentioned. You were in there over 11,000 times.
Have you heard the quote? I think it's amazing. It's the name Jesus is mentioned in the Bible 1,300 times. The name Harry Potter is mentioned 19,000 times in the whole of the book series. The name Donald Trump is mentioned 38,000 times in the Epstein Files, but he still expects us to believe he's not the main character of the story. Which I think is amazing.
Yes.
Because it's so true.
How is he still in power?
How is your name mentioned that many times and you're still denying?
Because, I mean, I was literally just on my phone scrolling through TikTok and I came across one of the news pages. And it was Trump going, oh, well, because this woman was saying about the fact that they had not redacted the names of the victims like they were legally bound to do. Instead, they redacted the names of the things that done it.
Yeah.
And he didn't even address it.
Of course
he did not address it. And he was just going to turn it around and was like, oh, I'd just like to mention that it has nothing to do with me. I was never mentioned in it. It's all a conspiracy against me from Epstein and all these other people in there. It was all a conspiracy against me. I have nothing to do with it. And I'm like, Trump, you said you were never friends with Prince Andrew, and yet you were there. Well, I can't even call him Prince Andrew anymore, thank God.
You've seen that he's fled his house under the cover of night.
Oh, really?
Recently, yeah. Because I think it's because of the files that came out. Like more,
because he's fucking guilty.
More stuff came out, and apparently he left his home in the dead of night.
Well, yeah, because remember when he was
scared.
Remember before the files came out and they realised that Andrew was a nonce. And he was like, oh, that photo was taken of him with this underage girl.
She was 17.
This
She was
child. Can I actually say though? Every time I've seen something and it's like, oh, these young girls. No, they're children.
Yeah.
And that's what the media never
She was
puts out.
17.
They're children.
She was 17 and she was actually trafficked already by Epstein.
Yeah.
She went over to London with Epstein and his wife.
To get raped by these men.
And he took her to Prince Andrew. Or no, I think Prince Andrew came to his wife's, what was she called? What's Epstein's wife called?
Epstein's wife?
Yeah. Maxwell. Her last name's Maxwell.
Is it Glenda?
No, it's a weird name. Jermaine, I don't know. Anyway.
Some asshole.
That fucking bitch. The human trafficking bitch. That one. Maxwell's apartment. Her not apartment. I don't want to call it that, do I? Her suite. Her
complex. I don't know.
Whatever the fuck it's called. And that's where the picture was taken. It was in her house, in London. And yeah, he said he never met her before, even though he had the picture taken with her and his arms around her. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'd never seen her before. I don't know how that photo happened."
Do you remember what his excuse was?
How didn't you?
Do you hear his excuse of the fact that it couldn't possibly be him? Because he said, and this is the best excuse ever that I've ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Better than my dog ate my homework.
Okay.
It could not possibly be him because he has a certain condition
that stops
him from sweating.
Oh yeah, but he had.
Yeah, he had
that condition, but he doesn't have that anymore.
No.
But he had a condition at that time
that stopped him from sweating. So that couldn't be him.
He also knew that he'd never been to Miss Maxwell's apartment or whatever you want to call it, but he knew it was on the second floor that picture was taken. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's also interesting that he has a picture with her, and
before Photoshop of this thing.
Do you know what really annoyed me about that whole thing though? Is I was watching the news report stuff and about that, and they called the young girl, the 17-year-old that was trafficked by Epstein.
Yeah.
They were calling her a prostitute. The 17-year-old prostitute was underage. That's what they were concentrating on. They were calling her a fucking prostitute.
That's disgusting.
But she was raped by a fucking old bastard.
So was she was 17 at the time when that happened?
Yeah.
And she had obviously been in that ring for a while to be comfortable enough for Epstein to take her.
I think if I'm getting it right,
desensitized.
If I'm getting it right, she wanted to be a massage therapist. And Epstein promised her that he would get her the license, but we all know what the massage that Epstein wants
the ones with the happy endings.
Yeah. Luckily, I did find out, though, that pretty sure it's her. Or am I getting it wrong? I'm pretty sure it's her, because I literally watched the documentary earlier. Basically, she got told by Epstein that she was going to be the surrogate to Epstein's and his wife's baby. Right? And that was what was going to happen. She was going to be the person that grows his baby because he wanted one.
Not like he didn't have a farm going already.
You're right. And she was going to be the person doing it. But she said, okay, well, if I do that, because she couldn't get out of this, she had nowhere to go at this point.
Yeah.
She said, okay, well, I'll do that for you. I want to get my massage degree, like a natural certificate. So Epstein said, fine, I'll pay for it. He sent her to Thailand to get this degree. And when she was in Thailand, she met someone, and they actually ended up getting married in Thailand, and they fucked off to Australia. And she called Epstein and was like, I'm married, I'm not coming back.
Thank God.
She got out of the whole thing.
Oh God. At least something good something good out of this conversation has happened.
Definitely. But she has made it her mission to kind of spread awareness about this, and that's how the whole Prince Andrew thing got aired, because once she had got to Australia, she said, like, these people need to be held accountable for what's happened to her. So that's actually what happened. So she's actually luckily safe in Australia, away from these fuckers.
Thank God.
But I mean, she went through a lot of fucking shit to get there.
Yeah, but at least she's...
But she's safe and she's happy now, luckily. But
yeah.
there's just so much to unpack with this whole Epstein thing as well.
And they're all interlinked, which is... It's like, how long has this actually been going on for?
One thing I found which was quite disturbing is, do you know about the pizza and grape soda?
I know about the pizza. I know what the pizza means.
I found out what grape soda means.
Oh.
And it's fucking vile. I wish I had never heard it. And I feel bad for people who listen to this podcast because you're all going to hear what it means. But I feel like in this podcast, we don't hold back. We tell everyone, you know.
We tell you
what we know.
What we know. Yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, this is what it means. I have done some research into it, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. So it's all
so far, this is what we believe that this means.
Yes. I don't want to say 100% this is what it means, because who the fuck knows?
I don't think anybody knows 100% apart from the people who are actually in there, and nobody's going to talk about it.
Okay, so let me find it.
It only takes one person to open their mouths, but they're all too fucking scared.
Mm-hmm.
Just somebody do the right thing. Okay?
So, grape soda is so fucking horrible. Okay. Grape soda is when they're too young and the grape, we know in like quotation marks what I mean by grape.
Oh, what we say so we don't get
rape.
Yeah.
I mean, we can
we
say
can say it on here.
We can
it's
say
not
it on
our
here.
TikTok.
But so basically, when the grape, I'm going to say grape because it's, you know, makes them pop.
Oh.
As in not survive. Yeah.
I should not have drank coffee before this. Now I feel sick.
The grape soda, as in, so soda's the pop part, and the grape is the rape part. It's when they get raped so much that they don't survive.
Fuck.
So when he says, let's go get pizza and grape soda, that's what they mean.
Can we just tell the listeners as well what the pizza means for those who don't know? You're going to have to do it because I feel too sick.
No, you do it. I've already done one of them. I don't want to go do the other one.
The pizza basically means child. So when they say let's go and get some pizza, they mean let's go
rape some children until they die.
Yeah.
Basically.
And their pizza parties is basically child sex parties.
Yeah. And do you know how I literally looked on the files about how many times I saw the word fucking let's go get pizza and grape soda so many times. And one of them said that Chinese cookie was great, but it's nothing compared to the pizza and grape soda. It was long lines of that. I think I missed up a couple of words, but you get the gist.
Oh.
That is a text message from him and his friends. So let's move on to other things.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the next thing I'm going to move on to is?
Oh God, no.
Some cream cheese.
Yeah.
This one is probably the most disturbing one, and I think as being a pregnant person, it makes it so much worse in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and as a mum, like when you're a parent, it's just you go through the horrible emotions in your head about like,
because then you think
what happens if my child.
Yeah, if that was mine. Yeah,
and I can't go there. It makes me physically feel sick, but
that's why I'm quiet right now, because my stomach is turning.
But I do want to continue. I want to spread awareness of what these fuckers have been doing, so then
we can unalive them all.
I mean, I'm hoping that's what happens.
We should bring back hanging and just line them all up one by one, kick the stool out from underneath them.
Yeah. So basically, Jeffrey Epstein has a friend called Harry Fish, who, I mean, he turns up in a lot of the stuff. Actually, I don't think he's actually in this. His name's redacted on this one, so I don't know if it's 100% Harry Fish, but he has spoken to Harry Fish about cream cheese before, so I'm
assuming.
Yes, but let's just say it's not him for a minute, because he's still walking about being this free man. So I'm
Hopefully not for long.
But anyway, this was a message from a redacted name to. No, sorry, this was messaged to a redacted name from Jeffrey Epstein, okay?
Okay.
And he put, and quote, "There are millions of babies, very little good vegetable cream cheese."
Gross.
And then the next bit says, but from a redacted name, so the response,
Mm-hmm.
"Lol, I don't know if cream cheese and baby are on the same level. It's okay. There's still enough time today." Someone who says that cream cheese and babies aren't on the same level, you might want to, like...
And okay, so there's
Oh,
two things going around that are saying what the cream cheese is referring to, and I think that's because there's two different versions.
I mean, this doesn't technically mean it's not that version, though,
No,
because it's still baby.
yes. So what I've heard from quite a few of like the midwives and doulas and all that sort of stuff, they're the ones who are saying like this is what they refer to a newborn, like literally birthed, not even hours old, like just birthed.
Yeah, they come out
because
white.
they call them a cheesy baby if they've got a lot of what's called vernix, which is like this coating on this baby to keep them not hydrate, but to keep their skin nice, and that usually comes off within sort of hours to a couple of days. So when they're saying about the vegetable cream cheese,
well, it's not as
they're
good
talking about
as vegetable.
a normal.
No, they're saying that it's better than a vegetable cream cheese. What vegetable cream cheese are you on about?
The text is saying that there's loads of babies, but it's not as good.
Yes,
as vegetable cream cheese.
No, there's millions of babies, but not so much good vegetable cream cheese. So they're saying the bad stuff is the vegetable stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I thought he meant as in like there's millions of babies around, but not as many of the cream cheese babies.
No, they're saying that vegetable cream cheese isn't as good as whatever cream cheese they're eating. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. So when they say cream cheese babies, they either mean that it's a baby that has literally just
Been
came
born.
out within a couple of hours and they've eaten that one. Or they're talking about the intestines of a baby because they taste like cream cheese.
Yeah. And also, this is another email from Jojo. And the rest of the email is redacted. And this is from Sarah K. I'm assuming that is something to do with Jeffrey Epstein, because she put J.E. asked, which is Jeffrey Epstein asked. So she's been asked to ask this from someone, right? J.E. asked to please make sure to get a few everything bagels to send with Karina. I would get a few Baileys, I don't know what they are, as well as some veggie cream cheese. Thanks. There are so many emails about fucking cream cheese. It's sickening. And I'm like, what grown man talks about cream cheese so often?
And also, there's no such thing as vegetarian cream cheese.
No, this is the thing. It's like
you got vegan cream cheese.
I would never go, oh, can I have some vegetable cream cheese?
No.
You don't make vegetable cream cheese. It's not made from vegetables. So what meat cream cheese, if we're going on vegetables and meat, what meat cream cheese are you eating?
Apparently infants.
So I've actually screenshotted one of the redacted files as well, because it's kind of goes hand in hand with the cream cheese thing and the eating of babies, because there's eyewitnesses that have reported it to the FBI that I want to cover. So a lot of the stuff's redacted, so I'm going to have to be like blank, 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 whatever.
Okay.
But this is interview of blank dot blank on the 8th, 27th, 2019. Okay. God, I don't even want to read it because it's so fucking gross. I don't know which part to start with because I've got 2 parts, but someone's head's in the way, so I can't actually read all of it. Because I took the screenshot off TikTok because I didn't have time to find the original one in the actual Epstein Files. But I have actually seen it on there before, but I just didn't screenshot and I can't be bothered to go back into the files to find which one it was. But
there's so many to look through.
Yeah, so I'm just going to I'll read this part and then, right, blank stated that he first met Epstein at approximate age of 4 while at the blank each Greenwich, Rhode Island. So at his Rhode Island house. Blank stated that his family were members of the blank. Blank stated at the time that he was raped by his great uncle. Blank and Epstein were present and did not touch him. Blank stated that after he was raped by his great uncle, Epstein, well, they've obviously blanked out his uncle's name. Epstein then spoke with him, blank, and then blank stated that he did not know the identity of Epstein in unspecified time in 2016. Blank further stated in sum and substance that while on a large luxury ship that sailed out of Newport Boat Show in Newport, Rhode Island, September blank. I don't know why they blanked out the date in September. At approximately 8 years of age, he blank was subjected to some type of medical exam about the yacht by an unknown doctor, while his great uncle blank blank and family member blank blank were present. So this boy is being fucking sexually assaulted on Epstein's yacht by his family.
What really fucks me over is, I know statistics go with it, how someone can do that to their own family member.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's, you not only are you doing something absolutely fucking horrific, but you're doing it to somebody that is your family and your child or your grandchild or your niece or nephew. I couldn't fathom.
I can only read a certain amount of this because some of it is covered up. But it says blank went on to describe a bizarre event in which blank blank inserted a tape measure in his blank rectum. Subsequent to the exams, he was then raped. While his former United States President, William, whoever that was, and he was in a heavy induced drug state. So that's part of it. And then it is said about... He said further, blank further stated, also during the said yacht trip, multiple unknown male blacks were engaged in sex acts with unknown female whites who had their backs slashed and were bleeding. Blank also described several infants being killed and their intestines removed, as well as other acts of cannibalism. Blank also stated that former United States President George H.W. Bush, who says he never really knew Epstein that well, he's on his fucking yacht eating babies, engaged in a sex act with an unknown male black. Former United States Secretary of State Henry Kissinger and businessman George Soros were present on the same yacht while all of the acts of violence were occurring. So they were all there. Well, these babies having their intestines pulled out, and people are getting raped, and women have their backs slashed and bleeding everywhere. But you know, this is okay because they're rich.
Fucking disgusting.
Blank was then asked if he had any injuries or scars as evidence, to which Blank responded, on my anus. Blank was unable to provide anything. This is the issue, okay? So he's now being asked if he has anything that he can prove that this happened. And he said,
surely they should just take his word for it.
He said on his anus, right? And they basically said Blank was unable to provide any supporting or corroborating evidence that identifies any witnesses to support his claims or victimization. Blank did provide a handwritten list of family and extended family members, and it was not clear what investigators value, if any of the list held. Blank also stated that his great uncle blank blank is in possession of video evidence of his crimes against Blank, as well as several snuff films that Blank had watched in the presence of his great uncle. I just don't understand how this has, like, they're like, oh, we don't have enough. Who on that boat wants to admit what they've been fucking doing?
Yeah.
No one's going to say, oh yeah, that happened. They're all going to fucking deny it.
And those girls are probably never seen again.
Yeah.
They're either probably killed or sold off. Or too afraid to speak.
It just makes me sick that's what the government's like, though. Like, well, you have no evidence, like with rape victims.
Yeah, they're like, oh, always, speak up, tell the police. Police don't give a fucking shit.
Nope.
You could literally be there, like, you could be raped on the steps of the
Considering that this happened in 2019,
police.
I haven't heard a fucking thing about a yacht party with babies being killed.
Yeah.
Or people being raped.
Well, speaking of, I know this is slightly off topic, but do you know what's her name? Rebecca. I can't remember her last name. Let's have a look. Rebecca. What is her name? I can't remember her last name. There will be some viewers on here that will know her name.
Okay.
Because she still is a sex worker in the porn industry.
Right.
She does like OnlyFans. She's actually she's actually done her own production thing.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one who went on that podcast and got the shit ripped out of her by those two guys. She went on there thinking it was just going to be like a nice little podcast. And
Is she the one that got raped?
Yes.
Yeah.
She got raped. She went to... I had the name. What was the name? Something Constabulary.
I don't know. She reported it and she had video evidence, but they...
Yeah.
Said
she had video evidence. She had all of this stuff. And so many women have said that police department are awful. They're trying to sue her for it, saying that all this, they're doing marches and everything. They've done a march, was it last month or the month before? They've done a march about it because they're so corrupt, and there's cases coming out now that they have covered up from back in like the 90s and 70s. This has been going on for fucking years.
Because the government doesn't give a shit about people, especially women and children.
They don't care.
Because we're just used as tools. And there's so many people that are going to say, oh, it's feminism, you're feminine. No, I'm not. I'm just looking at the fucking facts.
Yeah.
And not all men are like that. I'm not saying that.
No.
But there are a fuck ton of men that are.
Yeah.
And time and time again, women are just being used and used and used and then thrown away. Well, the other thing that I found out about Jeffrey Epstein is, and you've found out a few things as well about women who are being used in baby farms.
Mm.
And Epstein has actually, did you know he actually was in contact with someone about having designer babies made?
No, I didn't.
He said that he wanted basically to impregnate 20 women a time, not just 20 women at a time.
Mm.
With his baby, because he wanted his seed out there. He wanted his babies.
Well, why would you want another Epstein?
I mean, he didn't want to obviously look after these babies because they're probably cutting them open and eating them. They're probably there like
he probably thought
caviar.
they would taste even better because they came from him.
But he was in contact with someone. Basically, he put money into having these designer babies. And I think what they were trying to do is create like clones as well, from what I could gather from the information that I found.
Yeah.
And this is what he was actually planning on doing up until like 2018 or whatever it was, when he then got arrested. And this is where this guy, Harry Fish, comes into it. And I originally found an email from Harry Fish, like a little correspondence between them both. And it was a bit fucked, honestly, from what I was reading. I was getting Gemini to like tell me what this stuff meant. So this Harry Fish guy, he's actually a urologist. So he specializes in
bladder
erections and reproductive systems for men. And so he specializes in that. And I'm going to read you a little bit of their correspondence between the both, if I can find it. Where did I put it? This is why I swear I had all of this stuff, like basically what it said. I can't find it, but I remember most of what he said, so I'll just say it to you. He said Jeffrey Epstein messaged Harry Fish saying, "Can you get me so much of something?" Okay, it was 100 something of something. And I asked Gemini what it was, and Gemini basically said that's an erectile dysfunction medication.
Right.
So that's what Jeffrey Epstein started with. And then Harry Fish was like, "How much?" Jeffrey Epstein was like 10. So he was like, "Okay, I've called it through. But they want to talk to you." So then he was like, "Fine, I'll talk to them." And then it was back and forth like that for a minute. And then Harry Fish was like, "It's ready for you to collect. Once you do, take it, wash your hands, and then let's go get pizza and grape soda." Why would Jeffrey Epstein need to take erectile dysfunction medication to then go get pizza and grape soda?
You don't need Viagra to go and get pizza.
No. Like,
you wouldn't take Viagra and then go, "You know what, I'm going to go hang out with my male friend and go get some pizza."
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not even pizza and beers, like a normal person would
and
say.
And also, this guy is a doctor.
Hanging out with his patients.
Why is he is it not against the rules to prescribe your friend's medication? Or is that a grey area? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think it's a grey area because they're not family.
I guess so.
But to be hanging around with your patient is, I think it's like frowned upon, because it's not good to mix that and that. Like, while they're your doctor, you need to keep it professional.
Well, I know that
but then I don't know what the rules are in America.
No, I don't either. But I know that Harry Fish, is involved in the designer baby project. And this designer baby project gets sketchier and sketchier and sketchier. So
it fucking does. It's
So this is from someone called Brian Bishop, okay?
Yeah.
To Jeffrey Epstein, saying, oh god, it's so wrong. Says, "Jeffrey, here's a deck about my designer baby project. I've talked to Austin again and have a series of questions about how serious you are about wanting this, and what the ground rules are for me even exploring this with you and getting to the next steps. Most of these questions are around your requirements of secrecy and privacy, specifically regarding reputational risk and also any financial involvement. There would also need to be some understanding about goals and feasibility of different results. I think that one way this could work is under the banner of my Designer Babies project, since the other deliverable is similar and shares so many of the same procedures and lab requirements. This might offer a significant level of deniability."
Wow.
I'm sorry. Why do you need deniability?
And what does he mean by the fact of, like, the outcomes? What were you going to do with the outcomes? What, so that baby comes out with a bit too much hair?
They basically said, from what the research had done anyway, they were basically saying that it was in correspondence, like in the files, saying that the mothers and the children's names weren't allowed to be aired because there'll be the babies will be classed as weirdos basically in the public eye because they've been designer babies.
I think
you're not allowed to clone people.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to.
No, they started cloning, I think it was sheep, years ago, and they managed to do it, and then they were like, actually, this is not ethically okay.
Yeah.
And they banned it. And then any thought of any human cloning was completely like made illegal.
I mean, Jeffrey
You're not
Epstein
allowed any
didn't
of
give
it.
a shit though, did it? He just wanted to be able to do what the fuck he wanted.
It's because he knows you can do it. Scientifically, it is possible.
Well,
morally and ethically, legally, no.
I think they were saying that within 5 years they were hoping to have a cloned baby.
Do you know what?
But why do they need clone babies?
These are the same people that made abortion illegal in the US.
Yep.
So you're not allowed to terminate a pregnancy, even if it's going to kill you.
Yep. Or you're raped. What a surprise that one is.
Or if you're impregnated by Jeffrey Epstein and one of his little weird clone babies.
Yep.
You're not allowed to go and get that procedure done so that you can have that pregnancy removed.
But that's because they want to be able to take those babies and eat them.
Yeah.
Or do whatever the fuck they do with them.
The thing is, and they've done it on the fact of saying, like, oh, so many people use abortions as contraception. I'm like, no. It's a horrible fucking procedure that you have to go through.
Yeah, it's
for
not
one.
something you just want to go fucking do every week, you know?
I know people. I've known people who have had them, and they've turned around and they said, like, because this was like they wanted to keep it, but there was reasons why they couldn't, and I was like, that's down to you, your body, your choice. You do what you need to do. And they turned around and they said it was the most horrific experience they've ever had. And without because I think the UK are almost they were almost following through with that as well, which is horrible because I would have died if I had not have had my procedures done when I had my miscarriages. I would have died. Especially with my ectopic pregnancy, I would have died.
Well, I think you can have it if
if it has a heartbeat, you're not allowed. But they've also made, even if it doesn't have a heartbeat, the procedure alone, because it's a D&C, they have made that illegal. So the whole procedure of what you need to have the pregnancy removed, it's so much red tape that the doctors are so scared to do it because they'll get arrested.
Ugh.
So these women have been told that they've gone into the hospital emergency room and said, look, I'm miscarrying. And the doctors have literally said, go to the parking lot and wait until you're about to die. And then we can help you.
Well, the thing is, it just makes sense, so doesn't it? Why they're trying to do it as pro-life, but actually
they're killing so many more.
They're wanting,
like that woman who was put on life support. Do you hear it? You've heard about that woman, haven't you?
I'm not sure.
I think she had got into an accident. She was pronounced like brain dead. She was pretty much dead. Pronounced brain dead and on life support, but they wouldn't turn off her life support because they found out she was 6 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
She wouldn't have even known she was pregnant. Her partner didn't know she was pregnant. They wouldn't turn it off. They made her stay on life support, brain dead, until that baby was to term. Her body was decomposing in the bed while she was growing this baby.
The baby even survived.
The baby's on so many machines now. The baby's still in hospital. This is months and months and months ago. like before Christmas, way before Christmas. And her family had been fighting this whole time to say, look, terminate the pregnancy. We want to turn off her life support. This is not okay. She didn't even know she was pregnant at the time. Like, that we can't afford the medical care because they're making them pay for this.
Yeah.
And they were forcing her body to stay until eventually her body was rejecting this baby. The baby was dying, so they had to take the baby out through C-section. She's now buried, I think. I think she's either buried or cremated. She's actually been allowed to pass now. Well, her body's allowed to pass. And this baby is hooked up on machines and will be probably for many years.
That's gross. Do you know what I really hate about this episode?
What?
Is that we can't move on to anything happy.
No, I know.
It makes me really sad because I can't be like, let's move on to lighter things. But this was a question I was going to ask you. Are you going to be participating in the strike?
I need to know what the strike is.
So it's called the May Day strike, and it's in the UK. It's on the 13th of March.
Okay.
2026. So this year.
Next month.
And basically it's to say fuck you to the government because they need to be held accountable for everything. We need the files to be redacted with the unredacted with the names of the people. They need to be held accountable. And it's basically about women being fucking done with being used and abused by everything.
Yeah. Like,
and the children, like
our town has always been a bit of a shithole because it's right down the end of the line and we get all the crackheads and whatever. They come off the train and that's it, they're down here now. But it used to be you could walk home in the middle of the night by yourself and still get home safe and not have to worry. I wouldn't even think about walking to the shop by myself at 7 o'clock in the evening as soon as it's dark.
No, you just don't. And I think that's with a lot of places in the UK. Like, a lot of places in the world at the moment, it's just not safe for women anymore.
No.
Or for children. And that's what the whole strike is about. It's not, you don't go anywhere. The whole point is take kids out of school, don't go to work, you don't pay any bills that day, you don't go to the shop, you don't participate in any form of society, and you stay indoors. And it's like a fuck you, like, we are not going to participate, we're not going to go to work and earn money for the government, we're not going to put our children into the system. Like, we're taking them away to protect them. Because right now I do not see how this country or anywhere in the world right now is safe for children.
It's not. And that's a horrible thing.
Did you know that one of the youngest, apart from obviously the babies, one of the youngest victims is 9 years old?
That we know of.
That's 1 year older than Cass. And that makes me sick. Makes me sick to my stomach.
Horrible.
The thought of something like that ever happening to the boys or to Aria. Like, I can't even imagine. How do people even have that mindset of, I'm going to hurt this child? I'm going to rape this child? There was the guy, and I think he's probably out of prison now because it was 8 years ago or something that happened. I remember Cass was only just like 6 months old, I think. And I remember this guy got sent to jail, not for that long, I don't think, funny enough, for raping his 2-week-old baby.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
And the baby suffered such internal injuries, I don't think they made it. Who the fuck thinks that that's okay? Who thinks that doing that to a fucking baby is okay? Because I don't understand how someone could have that mindset and think that's okay.
But this isn't. The thing is, it's not even just the UK or America. Because in Japan, now I always wanted to go to Japan, and then I watched the Stacey Dooley documentary about Japan. And it kind of changed my mind to the point where I'm like, do I want to? Because people are like, oh, Japan's amazing, Japan's this. It actually has a darker side. So, did you know that owning, watching, making of child pornography was only made illegal in 2014?
It doesn't surprise me, honestly.
2014 is when they were like, oh, you know what? That's no longer okay. However, people are getting through the loophole. So instead of children in lingerie, which is what they used to do before this law was in effect, it's now swimsuits.
Of course it
because their breasts, or what would be breasts, and their privates and their bum, they're covered. So therefore, they can take pictures of that and they can sell that. And that's okay.
But then if you see, it's not just Japan though, because if you see, I mean, it's not legal, but if you see the swimsuits that you can buy for your children,
it's fucking disgusting.
No little girl should be wearing a little tiny little bikini that looks like it's made for an adult.
A lot of the children's clothing for girls are made for adults.
When we were little, our kids, the kids' clothes were kids' clothes.
Yeah.
We didn't wear
dungarees and, all these things that kept us whole body covered.
Yeah, I mean, on the very odd occasion, I think we might have had one which you could see your belly button, but it was usually some hideous fucking top.
And it was usually, like, just above your belly button. Well, it wasn't, like, right underneath your nipples.
No, it might have even just been covering your belly button. You could see a tiny bit of skin. Yeah. But that was it. And that was, like, your summer clothes as well. It's not something
that was, like,
heat
wave clothes.
But the clothes they're making now, where they just sexualize everything. Like,
they're like mini skirts and crop tops.
I refuse when Ari is little. Well, when she's grown up, she is not wearing anything like that.
No,
I will make the clothes
I've seen
myself.
Some girls walking around in like the middle of winter with boob tubes. They're not even proper tops. They're boob tubes and tight skirts that are like you can literally see their butt cheeks, and these are like 10-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how are you selling clothes in that size targeted for children that age?
And then all these kids are like, this is what they're wearing. It's like,
I don't care.
Why are you letting them wear that?
Why are you making clothes like that?
It just makes me really sad because I just feel like children can't be children anymore.
No.
And
the problem is if anything happened to them, they're the ones who get blamed.
Yeah.
Why? What was she wearing? It's like that girl who got raped. I remember there's a big thing on the news, and I remember in one of the court things, one of the questions they asked, well, they didn't ask the question, they said that she was wearing a thong and it was her fault basically because she was wearing this thong.
Yeah.
Even though she was wearing jeans, I think she was wearing jeans and a top or something. And it's like, well, how did you know she was wearing a thong?
Yeah, right.
It's like, because he took the trousers off her, but because she was wearing a thong, they tried to use that against her.
Anyway, we're going off topic.
She was a woman as well, a grown woman.
We're going off topic, but the point is this strike is happening on March 13th in the UK, where they're trying to get all the women and children, and just be like, no, we're not standing for this shit anymore. They're calling it the rise of the lionesses.
I like that.
Because they're like the lionesses of the country are fucking taking charge and be like, we're not standing for this shit anymore. You guys have had your fun. It's now time for you guys to fuck off and be held accountable, basically. So I will be participating in that.
And I will be playing a song by, I think her name's Sky Daddy. It's not TikTok. I don't want TikTok. Hang on. I'll get the name of this song because it is about having enough of women being treated like shit. The fact that guns have more rights than women.
Yeah.
And one of the quotes is AK-47s, assault rifles, and a Glock are all the more protected than a woman screaming stop.
Yeah, it's very true.
And I actually listened to it on the way here, and I was like, I am fucking ready for a fight. It's called Battlefield by Sky Daddy.
I'll have a listen to that later. The song I want to show you after this is called God Ruined a Perfectly Good Butthole.
Okay, what?
No, sorry, it's God Ruined a Perfectly Good Asshole, but it's very funny, and I will show it to you in a bit.
Okay.
Search up on Spotify. You won't be sad. Anyway.
Is that how we're going to make ourselves happy after this? Because I feel very fucking shit after hearing all this.
I think this will end it in a minute with one last adaptation, what do you want to call it?
We never done the Spoil Poltergeist.
No, we didn't, but I feel like maybe we'll do it at the end.
Okay.
Although mine is basically this.
Okay, mine's not like this. Mine's okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, the one last thing I want to talk about on this part of the Epstein Files is the whole Mandelston scandal. So Mandelston, sorry. And
I thought you were going to say Madeline. I was going to say that's a whole nother fucking can of worms.
Yeah, we're not going into that today, but she is in the files.
Multiple times, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So we all know our president, well, not president, the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, right?
Fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm. So he actually appointed Peter Mandelson as the UK ambassador to the US. But here's where it gets insane. So he was fired in September 2025, and as of February 2026, the UK government is basically in total meltdown over it. And you ask me why? Why is the UK in a meltdown about it?
Because they're fucking idiots.
Because the 2026 Epstein file dump revealed that Mandelson didn't just know Epstein, he was reportedly staying at Epstein's pads and even allegedly pressured people to help Epstein get an early release from jail back in 2008. This is someone our Prime Minister hired. Does anyone think that's weird? I sure do, because they should have vetted him, which they would have, and they would have known all about this.
Yeah. Anybody who is in charge of, I don't know, fucking relations within the government.
Like someone who's literally the person
representing the country to another country.
Yeah.
Like, hey, America, this is the UK here. Let's trade and do all this stuff. You're going to want to make sure they're not a fucking idiot.
Or a paedophile. Which
they're the same thing.
Which most likely, I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, you have to say that so you don't get fucking sued. But who the fuck knows what this man's been up to if he's been staying at fucking Epstein's houses, right?
What I don't get is they're going, oh yeah, I wasn't really friends with Epstein. Didn't really know him.
And
mate,
then
there's evidence that you've been at this house. Why the fuck are you lying? Why not just be straight up and say, yeah, I know him. Like, if you've got nothing to hide.
There's literally evidence of you being on his jet going to his island.
Yeah. So why lie? Liars are the ones who've got something to fucking hide.
So Starmer is currently taking massive heat because he basically admitted he knew about Epstein links when he hired Mandelson, but didn't know the scale of it. If he's related in any point to the scandal, he should not be in charge of anything.
If he is actively friends with the pedo, you do not hire him.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think it's that hard.
If somebody I knew turned out to be a paedophile and had all this weird shit going on, even if it was just allegedly had touched a child or done something to a child, I would no longer be friends with that person. I would say, excuse me, I've heard about this. Unless you can prove me wrong, and you can prove that this is all a misunderstanding, we are no longer friends. And even if they could prove that it was a misunderstanding, I would still be like, well, then why did somebody say that?
Yeah.
And I would keep my distance.
So it's actually reached a point where Starmer's own chief of staff, Morgan McSweeney, just resigned, like literally a week ago.
Did he resign, or was he forced to resign?
Because of the backlash. It just looks like a total cover-up, and it blew up in the faces, basically.
Well, yeah, because nobody wants to be fucking lied to. This is the thing. I would rather somebody tell me the worst fucking possible truth than to cover it up in a lie. If somebody came up to me and was like, oh, by the way, I've just murdered 6,000 people, I'd be like, thanks for telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really want to know it, but thank you for being honest with me. Instead of go, oh, no, I never knew them. No, that was me. I don't.
The thing is, the FBI had all of this information on this guy. So how the fuck did he get through the vetting process?
Because they don't fucking vet them. That's how somebody like Keir Starmer is running the fucking country, because he's an idiot and nobody vets him.
So part of the rumour, though, is that...
He wasn't even who people voted for as well. The votes weren't even in his fucking favour.
Part of the rumour is that Mandelson was only hired because he had links to the Trump circle. And Starmer was desperate to get in on the new US administration, so he hired someone that was... Yeah, of course,
because the Trump circle and the Epstein circle are the same fucking circle.
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well be the fucking Olympics ring. They're all fucking linked in together.
So, yeah. And I mean...
I'm really sorry, people. I'm not shouting at you. Okay?
Mandelson didn't just, he didn't leave, though. He was actually fired because it was so damning against the UK.
Been fired. They should not be allowed to be rehired.
He's just a piece of shit. All pieces of shit, and they all deserve to be fucking... There was some guy, and he was like, I've got a wood chipper I can donate to get all these people with the redacted names. And then some other guy's like, I don't have any money. I don't have a wood chipper, but I've got some money I can donate for the fuel. And I'm like, yeah. Let's line them all up, shove them in. The thing is it's not just this Bondi person that's defending Trump at the moment. Is
that the blonde woman?
Yeah.
She's a fucking idiot.
I mean, she was saying that if we were to prosecute all of the people that are on the Epstein Files, there would be a total collapse.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the point.
Yeah.
There needs to be a fucking collapse. It needs to be collapsed.
If your system relies on paedophilia, cannibalism, raping children...
And women,
and farming these... making women be like fucking animals and popping out babies all the time...
Yep.
Then something is fucking wrong.
And the raping of the women, there's actually been cases, which I know you know about, with women who have been raped by him, and then he takes the babies as soon as they're born.
Yeah.
And then if they have a miscarriage, they cut them out with fucking shears and shit, sharp objects. And it's that's not how you treat people. There's people...
We're not animals.
There's people
technically, on a scientific level, yes, we are animals. But we're fucking humans.
But they're literally saying, though, aren't they? There was that one woman who she was like, I'm not your human incubator.
Yeah.
I'm not where's my baby?
Yeah.
And they took the fucking baby from her.
And that's the thing. And it's... when you become pregnant, your brain physically changes.
Yeah.
It actually makes physical changes within your body. So even if you don't know what's happening to your body, you don't know you're pregnant, you don't know what pregnancy is, you don't really know what babies are. Even if you don't know any of that, your brain has physically changed so that when you give birth to that child, you automatically want the child and take care of it. So to have that ripped away from you, fucking barbaric.
Did you know that also Stephen Hawking was on the island?
Yeah, I know.
Multiple
I've heard about
fucking times.
Yeah.
And everyone used to be like, oh my God, Stephen Hawking, he was such an amazing man. No, he's a fucking paedophile.
No, you can see the fucking tire tracks everywhere. I just don't get how this has been. It's not even like a small gathering of people.
No.
It's not like, 5 or 6 people have done this. This is so many people
Mm-hmm.
all knowing about it. How much of it they knew, I don't know. Because they're saying, a lot of people are saying just because their names are in there doesn't mean that they're actually part of it. Because sometimes they mention a name like going to see like a concert or something, or they're mentioning names because they like this thing. So sometimes these people's names are in there, but 9 times out of 10 it's because that person's involved somehow in there.
Yep.
Loads of celebrities have like just dropped off the face of the earth since the files came out.
Does that surprise anyone?
No. There was loads of people who knew Oprah was in it, but obviously having that confirmed. There's quite a few celebrities that have taken themselves off social media. They've literally shut everything down so that they can't be asked questions, and they've shut themselves away. Loads of them have fled America to go to a different country.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Do you want me to ask you a question that's going to fuck with your brain a little bit?
Oh, no.
But this is more lighthearted in a way. So it's not to do with the Epstein Files, but I feel like it's a fun question to ask everyone, including you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really fucked with my head earlier. So, how many times have you seen a graveyard open? Like a new one? A new graveyard? Have you ever seen a new graveyard open? Like, hey, here's another space for dead bodies to go.
No.
Where are the bodies going? Because they always go to the same fucking graveyards. They don't have unlimited spaces.
I had before, I don't know how true it is, that after so many years, sometimes they will take the stuff that's left out and bury somebody else in there. But I don't know how much of that's true.
Well, in Goldwall Graveyard, there's people who died there in 1800. So,
yeah.
That graveyard's full. But I've seen so many funerals being held there and people being buried. It's not a big graveyard.
A lot of people don't get buried anymore, though. That's the thing. A lot of people
enough people do that it's weird that there's no new graveyards being opened. The last graveyard that opened up in Cornwall was in 2012.
Where the fuck was that?
I don't know. Mum looked at it because I told her about it and she was like, I don't fucking know. So she looked at it and that's the only one. People die every day.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people. Like,
no, I see a hearse go by every... I've seen a lot of hearses go by recently.
Where are they going? Not all of them get burnt.
No.
So where are these bodies getting buried? Because I don't know where they're getting buried and I would like to know. Well, I feel like this has been a fun, depressing episode. And we will be doing a part 2 to this episode. Maybe not next week, so I feel like maybe we need a more happy... Well, it's not really happy. None of our stuff we talk about is really happy. But we're going to try and find something a bit more fun, maybe.
Yeah.
A little bit less depressing as children being eaten. I want to say that we're going to be more consistent with posting episodes. And I want to say that. And I wholeheartedly mean that. But I am 37 plus weeks pregnant. Who the fuck knows when this baby's going to be born? So if we don't have an episode that airs the following week, we will. We are still here and we are still going to be continuing, but you're just going to have to bear with us for the first couple of months.
Because you might be in labour.
Because things might happen. Also, I'm just getting so tired. I can barely stay up to do anything, let alone edit a podcast. And
we're no longer filming during the day like we used to because I have to go back to work, which is annoying. So
it's just been a bit... Basically, we're going to try our best, but over the next couple of weeks, or probably, let's say, a couple of months.
Yeah,
it might be a bit more sporadic. It might not be every week. We're going to try our best to do it every week, but it just might not happen.
Yeah.
So if you don't hear from us, we haven't just disappeared. We will try and continue posting on social media as much as we can and update you guys if something does happen. But yeah, it's a very unpredictable time at the moment, so I'm going to try my best, but it's hard to sit down in one position for long.
Yeah. And your midwife has literally said she can come at any point.
Any point.
She is eager to come out.
I do want to treat you guys though to the song. So last week, well, technically last week's episode, even though it was 2 weeks ago, we covered the cornflakes, right? Which was a very fun episode. So if you haven't listened to that, go listen to that episode 11.
You know, they all fucking needed Kellogg's.
They did all need Kellogg's. But I have a song that I'm going to play for you guys. And it's Vicky's first time hearing it properly.
I kind of heard it slightly over FaceTime, but I couldn't really hear it properly.
And I just need to share it. So you are very welcome for this song, okay? I did get AI to make a song about cornflakes and the fact that it's meant to stop you masturbating. So if you needed a song about that, then here you go. Whoa, yeah. Wake up, oh, don't you dare feel horny. Life is better when your breakfast is grainy and thorny. Keep those hands upon the table, keep your thoughts on the grain. It's the cereal that's engineered to keep your mood attained. Is your spirit feeling frisky? Are you feeling the heat? Cool it down with some toasted unflavored wheat. It's crunchy, 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 crunchy. Total vibe kill. Keep it soft, keep it safe for the bowl you can fill. So there you go, guys. You're welcome.
That was brilliant.
I love that song so much.
I couldn't tell the fact that you knew all the words. You're literally there miming it.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this episode. It's been a bit of a depressing one, and honestly, we've not been as upbeat, but I feel like you can't really be upbeat with this type of thing. So
yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you hopefully next week.
Yes.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.